Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. This is it's not really late. Somewhat, not that much, but this is a surprise live, okay? Please like, share. When you come on in, hitting that like button will let people know that I'm live. It helps out us content creators. I greatly appreciate that. Y'all know I always make sure to tell you that when you come in. You don't have to, but I definitely appreciate it. I want to talk about a few things that's going on, baby, in our world, in the news. Okay. I want to say, I know some of you just saw what happened in Nepal. Nepal had this crazy flood that happened, and I hope that the people survived it because it looked absolutely horrible, like something out of a movie. Okay. Hello, Guilty Angel. Hello, Jamar. Okay, so let's talk about some things. There have been a lot of celebrities passing away, and we know that people who are not celebrities pass away every day. But when you see people that you grew up watching and knowing about, icons and legends in the arts, I love the arts, it's very surprising, even when they're older. So let's get started. Give me a quick little second, real quick. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's see. The first thing I want to say is rest in peace to Tim Curry. A lot of you know who Tim Curry is. He is a legendary actor. For me, Pennywise in the movie It, Home Alone. I believe he was in Home Alone too, and of course the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he was in a lot of other films. This is a legendary actor, and he actually passed away the 25th, the same way as Dolly Parton, the same day as Dolly Parton. But like I said, there's something to the 25th day. Michael Jackson, Aaliyah, James Brown, Left Eye, Farrah Fawcett, Dolly Parton, now Tim Curry passing away on the 25th day. So he made his mark. I mean, like I said, I remember watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was on VH1 when VH1 used to play movies and music. I used to watch that all the time. I mean, his character as an actor, he just captured the character and you were in awe of him. And of course, come on, the clown from the movie Pennywise, that movie was meant for him. Like I said, nobody else could have played that character like him. And he was just so diverse as an actor. He played so many different type of roles and he nailed it with every role that he played. So he's amazing. Rest in peace to Tim Curry. He was 80 years old. I believe he had suffered a stroke before and probably had some complications that led up to this. Dolly Parton, they're saying she had complications with cancer. And, 80 years old is up there, but a lot of people live to 100 years old. So he's no longer here. He's made his mark. He is an inspiration. If you want to be an actor, definitely watch his films because he is what acting is all about. Seriously. Seriously. Um, Smurder and Magic Trick says not Nigel Thornberry. Thornberry. I'm not familiar with that character, but he played so many different types of roles, from the Pennywise clown to Home Alone again. And he was just absolutely amazing. And a lot of people were mentioning too. I mean, this was the 25th anniversary of Aaliyah's passing yesterday. And Dolly Parton passes away, and Tim Curry passes away on the anniversary of Aaliyah's passing. So it's crazy. Like I said, it's something to that day, the 25th. There's something to it. Every time the 25th day is approaching, I'm thinking something might happen because, as you can see, there is something to the 25th day. Okay. So rest in peace to Aaliyah. Y'all know that I'm a big Aaliyah fan. I remember it like it was yesterday, the day of her passing. And I'm happy that her legacy continues to live on. Okay, that people still talk about Aaliyah, reminisce about her. I still watch her music videos. I mean, she has timeless music. And that's what you want as a music artist. Not everybody can say that they can play something 50 years from now and it can still compete with the music that's out. Or you're like, damn, who made this? Who wrote this? This is just so damn good. Are you that somebody? One in a million, 4-page letter? She was ahead of her time. Her music is timeless and you never really get tired of it. And I'm happy to see her legacy continuing, but like I said, I'm ready for them to make a movie for her. It doesn't make any sense that she doesn't have a proper movie. Okay, like Richie Valens for La Bamba, Selena. Come on now, Princess Diana. Where's our Aaliyah movie? I'm disgusted that she doesn't have one yet because it's ridiculous. With an actress that actually looks like her. That's actually Black American, by the way, because you know how they do. I want to see it. So. All right, rest in peace to Aaliyah. Also, look, a lot of people have been saying, where are the black celebrities? Where are the black celebrities? No one's really talking about it. Since January, there have been up to maybe 11 or 22 black men and women found hanging from trees. Now, the last woman, I talked about it on my TikTok. They said that her boyfriend actually did it and it wasn't racially motivated. But what about the other ones? Seriously, this is the second black man in North Carolina. His name is Demetrius Fleming, and he's 38 years old. This happened in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. I believe it happened this week where they found him hanging from a tree. Look, people will say all types of stuff. They keep saying, oh, it's the police. You don't know who it is. How the hell would you know if it's the police? You think it's the police. It could be. It might not be. The KKK never disappeared. They just went underground because it became illegal to be openly in the KKK. It could be police, it could be KKK members who are very organized, okay? We don't know what people do. We don't know if people have meetings on Saturdays and Sundays all across neighborhoods together in basements plotting and planning against black people. How would we know? We don't know. My thing is, where are the cameras? Where are the cameras at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But then again, it is the South. The South does not parts of the South is advancing. In other parts of the South is still like a depressive area. Okay, the South, look, sometimes when I'm around and I see parts of our country, I'm in shock that we're considered a first world country with some of the stuff I see that just looks dilapidated and completely depressive. I'm like, damn, we're first world? Because this ain't shit up over here. And the South has plenty of rural, very broken down areas that don't have a damn thing around. So I don't know how advanced Roanoke Rapids is with technology, with flock cameras and all that type of stuff. But what I do know is that I don't think it's crazy to believe that a racist group might have kidnapped him or lured him. I don't know. We don't know the stories, but I can tell you that most black people don't hang themselves. Everybody knows this. And black people are very quiet too. You have a sprinkle that talk about it, but I'm going to say the quiet part out loud that's going to make black people upset with me. I make black people mad when I talk sometimes. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason why you don't see this happening to Asian men, you don't see this happening to Arabic men, you don't see this happening to Hispanic men on average. They keep doing this to you because they know you ain't going to do shit. They think you are a punk racial group. That's why they keep fucking with you. There's no repercussions. I just see people in the comments saying, oh, they're trying to start a race war. Yeah, the people who are racist and who are in the KKK, chaos and everything like that. But even if they are, they know you're not going to get involved in one because you probably won't win and you don't want to be bout about it with them. You rather kill up other black men than actually go to war with KKK members. That's a fact. And I'm not saying that I want this to happen. I hate stuff like this. I wish everybody could get along. But when somebody is a bully towards you and keep fucking with you, it's because they think you are a punk because you haven't established that you will kick somebody's ass or you will smurder them yourself. You haven't proven that to them. So that's why you're an easy target to bully and keep coming for because you don't respond. It's happening since January. You haven't been rioting. You haven't been demanding justice. Your celebrity black men, and I say the men because men are supposed to handle shit. I'm always seeing black women crying and crying. Why don't you ever ask where are the men at? Men are supposed to stand up and fight men. Men are supposed to go to battle, not women. Don't you get that through your damn head by now? But your men they're not aggressive. They're aggressive towards picking and bullying black women all day online and smurdering other black men all day long. But when it comes time to face the white racist man that's smurdering you, it's a little bit of crickets, and they know that that's why they keep fucking with you. It doesn't take rocket science to figure it out. They know you ain't about it. You ain't about it with them. And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I don't want to see y'all fighting each other. But I believe that when somebody is fucking with you and trying to smurder you, you got to be a man and you're going to have to handle that. The thing is, though, is that I don't believe in going after random people. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you just gonna go and get some innocent person because you're upset. You need to know who is doing it. I agree. Who did it? Where are the cameras? Even if you don't go to physical war, at least demand and march and go to the police station by the millions. If you could do the Million Man March, why can't y'all show up to demand that there's some sort of cameras placed or some sort of answers? The black male celebrities are quiet like punk little girls. And I'd say that, look, I'm a girl. I can be a punk. I can cry. I'm a delicate flower. So whatever. But you don't see any black men who are in power saying anything. It's almost like it's not even happening to you. Why does it take I'm tired of always seeing black women crying and whining and fighting for you. They're women. Get your man ass up and be a goddamn man and stand up for your damn self as men. What the hell are we gonna do? We're women. What the fuck do you want us to do? Go face other men. And the black woman doesn't understand this herself. You look masculine. This is the masculine thing. You always got to fight for the black man. You always in another man's face, ready to fight and throw down. People know this about us. My thing is, it is masculine. The story usually goes the men gather and get their weapons together and go fight and put their women in the house and their women and children to be protected, not the women going out fighting along with men. And y'all do this every motherfucking century. It's getting old. When you gonna see the black man go to battle by himself and put you in the house for safety? I cannot save the black man. I'm a delicate fucking woman, okay? Don't get me wrong, if I got to fight, I'll fight. Shit. And if it's my son or my husband, you know I would fight. But it ain't supposed to be that way. I'm not supposed to be fighting. I'm supposed to be resting. You supposed to be fighting. Y'all don't even fight for yourselves at large. You got a few who are pissed, but y'all not pissed enough. You know why they don't do this to Asian men? Because the white man does business with Asians. They can't, it would fuck up race relations and business relations. We depend on everything from Asia. Everything is made in Asia. You ain't gonna never see this happening to no Asian man because they not gonna F with them Asians because a lot of the economy, it depends on the Asian dollar. They make the most money here. Everything is imported from Asia. They not about to fuck up race relations with no damn Asian. So you ain't gonna see nothing like that. Plus, they know that white skin is worshipped throughout Asia, so they're sort of like a backup plan ally. We can make a bunch of Wasians if the white race almost goes extinct. Go make some Wasians. I ain't trying to sound mean, but this is just the reality. As far as the Arab man has proven that he'll take out everybody, including himself, if you F with him and keep coming for war. The black man just continues to stay silent or be a punk to the white man, and that's why the white man keeps fucking with you like a big old bully. It's actually sad and sad to see. It's actually sad. I would think, damn, haven't you already fucking won? You got the country, you run everything. The black man is on the low totem pole. What more do you want from this man? You want to take all his nuts from him and just humiliate him. And then I think they see how black men talk online, always talking big shit. You see it online all the time. Talking about white men this, white men that. That's why I'm fucking your white woman and all that. And then they're like, well, look, we gonna show you who the real motherfucker is up in here. What you gonna do? Show me your power. Show me what you really can do, black man. You want to go to war? I'm gonna show you what war look like and who gonna come out on top. And you see it happening. They always been hanging you. You ain't never hung them. And that's the quiet part. And I ain't saying I want this to happen, but this is how this shit work. This how war work. They waiting for you to do something to them so they can finally respect you or go to war with you. They keep wanting to put you in your place or show you who really got the power in this motherfucker. And to be honest, look at it. They hanging you and y'all not even doing nothing. You ain't even saying nothing. So yeah, you do look like a punk ass race. I don't know how else to say it to you. I would think it if I wasn't black. If I was in the KKK, I would think this thing about you. Like, damn, I'm hanging y'all ass around the country. I'm hanging your women. In what world do another race of man's woman get hung and motherfuckers don't even retaliate in honor of their women? You don't even honor and fight for your own delicate ass women. Oh, I forgot we're supposedly masculine. Your black women getting hung from trees and you ain't willing to go to war for somebody hanging your motherfucking woman? Are you fucking serious? And this is why they keep fucking with you, because you don't look like a man. You ain't got it in you. Half of y'all. They can hang your poor, delicate women from a tree, and you still ain't gonna fight in honor of your woman hanging from the tree. You ain't even bothered by it. So I don't know how else to say it, baby. I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to be PG up on here. I'm sorry this happened to him. Can you imagine if it's your loved one? Shoot, when black men hear me talk, they think I don't like all of them. That's not true. Some of y'all I don't like, but I have a black man in my life who I'm related to that I love very much, and I would fight if something like this happened. You know what I'm saying? But damn, seriously. Y'all gotta take your fucking pride. Y'all just talk on the internet when y'all see this type of shit. Y'all don't do shit. If I was a KKK white man, I would think y'all a punk ass group of men. I might actually have pity on you and stop fucking with you just because I see how punk ass your ass is. I've won. You know, honestly, I would think it. So, Mr. Universe, we don't even know if it's white people doing it. I think it's fair to assume it more than likely is. Who else would it be? Maybe it could be Mexicans. You never know, mad about not joining them and all that shit y'all was talking. I'm tired of hearing black people acting all confused with this Texas Roadhouse stuff and what did we do? Y'all all over the internet talking shit about other races all day, every day. Shut the fuck up and stop acting like you so goddamn innocent. I see that shit with y'all ass every damn day. Y'all be saying some of the most nastiest racist shit about other races, just like they say about you, and then you act all innocent. I don't understand. What did we do to get hated so much? Why they don't like us? What the fuck you talking about? I'm black and I can tell you that. They've been reading that shit y'all be saying all over TikTok and YouTube, talking shit. You think don't nobody read that shit? Please, you stop playing with me. And I'm black saying it. I'm not saying it's right, but this whole acting all I don't understand, and y'all be talking mad shit about Hispanics now and Asians all over the place, just like they talk about you. Let's be real here. They do too. And then I don't understand where it's coming from. Child, please. Please go play with somebody else. And I know black people gonna get mad that I just said this. Is true, because y'all be lying. Y'all be saying some fucked up shit online about other people too. And I understand some of it is coming from anger because they be saying racist shit too. So that's where it comes from. But this whole acting oblivious to I don't understand hostility. Well, this whole don't support the Mexicans, and yeah, they racist, and I don't blame you. But y'all was saying a lot of shit about the Mexicans a few months ago, like hardcore. They've read that shit, and you on their enemy list now. But you was already on it before that. They was already racist any damn way, a lot of them, to be honest. I didn't excuse anything. I'm saying that y'all be saying some fucked up shit about people too. Y'all, this is the internet. Everybody reads the shit. I just don't like it when some black people be acting clueless, like what did we do? As if motherfuckers don't read the shit y'all be saying. I mean, like, let's be serious here. So, yeah. And I agree, Mr. Universe. They didn't like, a lot of people didn't like black people before that. Y'all both be talking shit. But I understand that a lot of black people talking shit just coming from anger because of the shit they be talking, and the shit you be seeing. I see that. And some of them just be racist, some of them, especially the ones who are very pro black into the cosmic energy and all that Neanderthal shit they be talking about. So I'm just saying, you know. I understand having a normal reaction and being angry, but I see plenty of black people just be saying, "Oh, they Neanderthals, they mutants, they not fully human, they the devil incarnate, they want to be us," and all this other shit back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, yeah, and everybody be reading that shit, and that's why this shit ain't gonna never end between y'all. That's why I'm not fighting for half of this shit, because it's never gonna end. Black and white people gonna be fighting to the end of time probably, and the Mexicans and the Arabics and the Hispanics and all of this stuff. Unfortunately, I just don't see it ending. I really don't. I just don't like when black women act clueless, like, what did we do? Like, as if people don't watch black men in America. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me. They look at your community. They look at how your men treat you like shit all over the internet. How they don't raise half they fucking kids. You're the least married motherfucking woman in America. The twerking culture. You don't think people don't look at that shit? Get a fucking clue. Of course they don't respect your fucking man, who's in most cultures are patriarchy. So they look at your community and see how it's in shambles from which your man, please, Mr. Universe. Mr. Universe, you are in denial. You've always been in denial. I can't stand the shit. Don't get me wrong, you have black men who are good men, but the fact that you want to sit up here and pretend like our community is not in shambles and how disrespectful black men are to themselves and to their own women and children, you got to be kidding me. You have a whole industry called hip hop that does nothing but tear down your women all over the place. It's a filthy motherfucking culture at large. Oh, but it's so influential. Yeah, they listen to it. They don't want their community to look like that. There's a difference. I don't give a damn if you think I'm bitter or not. I tell the truth. I don't care what it's called. I don't care if I'm called angry, bitter. I don't care what nobody call me. I'm disgusted at certain stuff. And I tell the truth. You don't want the truth. Shit. That's the problem. Y'all don't never want the truth. Every black person that tries to tell you the truth, you call us a coon, a auntie ruckus, self-hating. Y'all cannot be helped. And smart black people know this. This is why they move to other neighborhoods and leave y'all the fuck alone. And then you get upset and say, why come nobody's black with money is coming around? Or why come they're quiet? Because no matter what you say to y'all, you don't listen. We keep going in circles arguing. If I say that black men are infecting black women with HIV more than any other group, you will argue with me and say that that's a lie, even though it's the truth. It's like something is mentally going on that I cannot repair with the collective of y'all. Y'all don't like the truth. You're always blaming somebody else for everything, like you don't have a working brain of your own. You don't take accountability. You don't like the hardcore truth, even when it's painful to do self reflection. You're always lying and saying something ain't true when it is true. And the black people who live it and see it, like me, y'all go against us. So no, it's no helping a good portion of you. Only a few of you. Y'all don't listen. You're a hard-headed ass race of people. And then y'all have the audacity to say you the people in the Bible. Well, guess what? Their asses was hard-headed, and then they got fucking cursed and destroyed by God, aka we're the Hebrew Israelites. So y'all admit to being a hard-headed ass group of people. I'm not arguing. I'm just getting passionate. Shit, you know your ass is hard-headed, but yet you don't want to stop being hard-headed. Nobody can talk to you, not even a motherfucking black person. Go ahead and call me Auntie Ruckus, whoever watching this. I personally no longer give a fuck what you call me. And what I said, I'm not talking about all black people. But y'all refuse to see the truth. So anyway. And then what I'm saying, it's not the truth for all black people. It doesn't apply to all black people. But it does for a significant amount. But y'all just always in denial. That's why you live in hell. You're too hard-headed. Can't be helped. Always blaming somebody else. And I never said that other communities are not fucked up too. They have their problems too. A lot of plate people are barbaric in other communities who are not black. Their asses are barbaric. They have dumbass religious beliefs. They don't respect women. They don't respect children. There's a lot wrong with a lot of people globally. And it cannot be fixed or helped unless God destroys this motherfucker, in my opinion. But always an excuse, Mr. Universe. That's why I don't respect some of y'all. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. I don't like the weakness. Always an excuse. I ain't even see you black men try. Y'all don't even try to come together as a group. Y'all don't even put your money together as men. Y'all haven't done shit on a grand scale together. Together. The Mexicans be coming here and doing better. And they started off with nothing and they don't even all get loans. You black men kill each other more than any race. Negro, please. Okay. I'm moving on. I hope that he gets justice. I hope that there's some sort of cameras. But I don't see any black men upset about it. Black men are not outraged that y'all are being hung. You're not. And they know you're not. Which is why they keep fucking with you. And you have these sorry ass black women that's always coddling you and not understanding that you are supposed to be a man. They don't know what a man looks like. They didn't grow up with a daddy. They didn't grow up with masculinity. They see it on movies. They never experienced it themselves. They don't see how unnatural it is that the woman has to keep jumping up to fight and not the man. The black man ain't never gonna stop being fucked with until the black man stands up for himself without the black woman. Sit your fucking ass at home like a delicate woman and let that man go out there and fight them other men. But y'all ain't gonna never let that happen. I highly doubt it. Y'all always have to be involved with fighting for them with everything. The black man ain't even getting up to fight for himself being hung. Just keep on talking on TikTok. And I blame some of the women. Being raised by nothing but women has made them more feminine. And that's the hardcore truth. And I know black men get happy when we say this, but the black man has walked out on most of his kids. This is why I tell black women stop having their children. You're creating too many soft ass, punk ass, girlish boys. It's not working. The shit ain't work. Time to go back. It ain't work out. Stop it. Your daughters are not being left with anything. A girl with a penis is what they're getting left with. I said it. Stop having them, please. Oh, please, you ain't no woman, Mr. Universe. You not a woman. You don't have to date men and talk to them and see how feminine some of them are. I see it all the time when black men try to argue with me, compare themselves to me. Why the fuck you comparing yourself to me. I'm a woman. You see that feminine shit so many of them do? I'm moving on to the next topic. I want justice for him, but more than anything, I want to see what are black men going to do about this. Even if you don't know who it is, are y'all going to get together and go to the police station in large numbers and demand some sort of answer? Or y'all just going to keep on being quiet while y'all keep getting hung every motherfucking century? I don't know. I literally said other races have problems. I literally have a whole speech saying that. Black women, black women, it's so sad. Today's black women can't recognize masculinity because your men are so effeminate today. You don't even have that in abundance. That's why you think you have to be side by side, acting like a motherfucking man yourself with him. I got to fight with him. I got to this. I got to shut up. I believe in letting a man being a man. If a man approaches, you don't jump up in the conversation. Let your fucking man handle that shit. You don't have to question everything. Who are you? You got a whole man. His ass supposed to be doing that. Unfortunately, so many of you are like their sisters and they have let you it's just, I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't. I can't. A woman is supposed to feel safe with her man. A woman is supposed to feel protected by her man. And I'm going to leave it at that. If he can't even protect himself and he ain't even fighting for his own protection, how the fuck do you feel protected? And you're not protected. You go missing, don't nobody give a fuck, not even your men. They don't look for you. You got to go to the white man's resources to look for your ass because ain't nobody looking for you. And that's the hardcore truth. And get mad if you want to out there. Because it's even black women that don't like me talking like this because you're fucking brainwashed and you've grown up masculine. And it's not your fault. Let's go to the next topic. I'm getting too riled up. I got to calm down. It upsets me. And the thing is, everything I said, you'll still have black people who don't have good comprehension skills, who don't understand what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, I actually care about this man somewhat. You think I like to see a black man hanging in 2026? I hate the way this world is. I'm just telling you the reason why it continues to happen to them. And you just think about what I said as to why this is happening to him. You think that if they thought a black man would fuck them up, if they knew that to be a fact, do you honestly think they would still be doing this to you? Well, that's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be blowing the whistle on this information, but whenever you see your favorite artist on television, they paid to be there. Okay? Whenever you see a late night television look or a daytime television moment, they paid to be there.
Because of copyright issues, I'm gonna have to pause it. But basically, she said that celebrities actually pay to be on these TV shows. And I always kind of thought that. But I used to think that they paid the celebrities, but no, they're paying for their own airtime to stay relevant, you know? Hold on now. Hold on. I see I'm trying not to argue no more, but anybody want the smoke tonight? It's like, nah, Captain, you're usually nice to me. Captain says, Captain America, you said everyone else migrated here freely. We arrived as slaves, so stop the false equivalence. Sometimes these comments get messed up, but so what? So what? And I say that respectfully. I have slave ancestry. Black people, nobody is going to kiss our asses because we happen to be slaves. People are coming here to do better. They're not apologizing to you. They don't give a fuck about all of that. It happened. It's the past. It's our history, not theirs. And what do you want from these immigrants? What do you want them to do? Give you their money? Worship you? No, everyone is out for themselves up in here, unfortunately. Everyone else is out for themselves, for their own people to progress here. I had said that there are Mexicans who do not get loans. They're not all getting loans, but yet they're still coming together and surpassing you by coming together as men. Mexican men will look out for Mexican men and help each other, even without a loan. A lot of black men do not give a fuck about other black men. That is something within y'all that y'all gonna have to fix, and you will continue to be at the bottom. But more than anything, the black American man will continue to be at the bottom because y'all do not respect your race of women. Therefore, you will remain a fucking cursed race of men, in my opinion. You don't love and honor your women at large. You don't respect your women at large, and that is why your children and your women and you will continue to be at the motherfucking bottom. That's my opinion. You're the only race of men I've ever seen that has to be convinced and programmed to like your own motherfucking women. I ain't never seen no shit like it with nobody else where you have to have Dr. Umars get on podcasts begging you to please pick your women. Do you know how embarrassing that is? A lot of y'all don't like black women. That's why you treat black women the way that you do. Other races of men who think they have good looking women and love their women and think people envy their women, they don't treat them the way that y'all treat your women. My opinion. Anybody agree or disagree? I don't care. It's my opinion. Y'all don't, as a collective group, not individuals, a collective group of men in this country, you do not love and honor your women. You don't pour into your women. You don't marry your women. You don't love your children, a good portion of you. Y'all don't even like children, in my opinion. Y'all all over podcasts telling black men don't be stepfathers to black women's children. You hate children. I've never seen you buy a black child ice cream in my motherfucking entire life. I've never seen it. Y'all don't think about the future. You're in the moment. You're in the moment, men. What makes you feel good? What makes your dick feel good? Get a white woman. Get your lust over with. Do whatever you want to do. You don't plan for things 100 to 200 years from now like white men do. You're an in the moment type. That's why you always have a different phase within the culture every couple of years. Get mad. I'm ready for it tonight. We have been disadvantaged, that's true, and targeted physically, psychologically, and spiritually. And who's going to help you with that? You either going to be strong or you going to be weak. I grew up in the same country as y'all, and I don't think like half of y'all do with this shit. Half of y'all not even spiritual people, so cut the shit with that bullshit. Half your problems are coming from you. I have yet to see most black people admit that black men introducing hip hop culture was one of the dumbest, most destructive things you ever did to your people. Now everybody's wondering why Bebe's Kids and ghetto culture is ruling. Where did it come from? What did it morph from? It's always about white people. Why don't you take accountability for your fucked up, the toxic hip hop that has influenced so many children and young men? That changed and shifted the entire culture. No, accountability ain't never coming in. I wasn't a slave. So I don't go through no damn epigenetics and all that dumb shit. I've never been a slave. I don't know what it's like to go through slavery. Just because someone is talking shit about me being black that's racist, I'm supposed to believe it? You either gonna be strong or you're gonna be weak, and the weak will perish. That's how this works. Y'all always claiming to be the strongest motherfuckers. You a king and a queen. Prove that shit then. Somebody being racist and talking shit gonna destroy you like that? I thought you was strong. I thought you had these weapons. I thought you was the Anunnaki. I thought you was this. I thought you was that. Prove it then. To be weakened to this level because a motherfucker didn't like you? White supremacy shouldn't even exist in your vocabulary. How can it exist if you the strong one? Stop talking shit and prove that shit. I ain't got time for all this talk. I hate people who do all this talking. Back that motherfucker up. Talking about you kings and queens and aliens and all this other nonsense. Hip hop was destructive. It wasn't destructive. It was twisted by sellouts and Jews. Black people had a choice to boycott destructive black people in hip hop. They didn't. They embraced them. Y'all embrace Sexy Red. Y'all embrace Cardi B. It's you. Y'all waiting on a white fucking savior. That's what's wrong with y'all. White people ain't coming to save your motherfucking ass. Hispanics ain't saving you. These immigrants ain't saving you. They don't give one fuck about your history. Accept that shit. Only you gonna save you. Ain't nobody coming to kiss y'all ass and save you or beg you for kinship and shit. Oh, you was enslaved and you went through this. Can we join you? They don't want to join in seeing that we're at the bottom. They trying to get to the top. And they not apologizing to you. Y'all waiting on white people to apologize or save your ass? Has it happened yet? The strength comes from you. Shit. I don't respect weakness. Especially not from no fucking man. And I understand we're all human. We all got problems. I ain't perfect myself. But you either gonna die or you gonna live. You either gonna fight or you gonna perish. And that's just how it's going down. You can keep whining and whining and whining for another 100 fucking years. And everybody else is gonna be above you. And that's how that shit is gonna actually go. And then y'all say it's a conspiracy and shit. Y'all came together for the Million Man March, 1 million strong black men. Let me see you do that shit again for something else that was meaningful. Mr. Universe, I ain't dying for nothing. Y'all, most, I ain't gonna lie to you though. It might not be for nothing, but most of y'all don't want to die. Most of you ain't willing to die for your women and kids on average. Not like them white and Native American men. And that's why you in the position that you in. Get mad, somebody. I'm not arguing no more. But let me say, I will say during the Civil Rights Act, there was civil rights time. Black men did get dogs on them, did get the water holes, and was willing to fight. So I give them that. But there are also some who they weren't willing to die. Shit, talking about Black Wall Street. We can't rebuild because they destroyed it once. Okay, then shut up then. Basically, you telling me you gonna just lay your ass down. I tried to build, and back in the old days, they tried to fuck it up. So I'm never gonna rebuild again. I'm just gonna whine about it for 200 years and not build anything. Get your weak ass out my goddamn face. Weak. I'm not gonna build because the white man will just keep trying to destroy it. So why the fuck should we have your kids then? Just so they can be born into slavery over and over because you're telling us that, oh, no matter what I do, I have to fight the white man. We might as well just fucking have an exodus out of America then, because what the fuck is the point? I ain't got time for this shit. I need a strong, if I'm gonna deal with a black man, his ass got to be strong. He got to be a strong motherfucker. I can't deal with this shit.
Have you been paying attention to these? Take a look. Do you see that? They're called flock cameras, and they're popping up in communities all over the country. They automatically capture license plates, and here's why they're making headlines. Authorities in Texas searched more than 83,000 of these cameras across the country while looking for a woman they believed had self-managed an abortion. The search reached into states like Washington and Illinois, where abortion protections are different from Texas.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Universe, I have been talking on here since 2009, years before I met you. I understand fully. Y'all don't understand, some of you out there. You don't listen. You don't want to listen. Y'all just talk and talk and talk. It really makes no difference. Y'all are going to continue to be at the bottom. Keep whining and crying. Keep saying you won't rebuild anything because the white man keep coming for you. Y'all not going to fight his ass. I'm done. I'm tired of hearing y'all fucking whining ass mouth.
Whether you support abortion rights or not, this raises a much, much bigger question. When police have access to surveillance tools like this, where should the limits be? Technology built to investigate serious crimes is now being used in cases involving deeply personal medical decisions. That's a conversation every American should probably be paying attention to right now.
Interesting that they can use flock cameras to track down a woman who's had an abortion, but they can't use flock cameras to find missing children. We have thousands of children missing in the United States of America. Amber alerts, baby, you don't want the smoke with me. I'll destroy you. You're not familiar with my older videos, baby. I say that with love. Those who know. I'm a Libra, in case you forgot. I was built for this. Okay. Anyway, with these all these missing kids, they need to use the flock cameras to find the missing kids, but they're never going to do that. Like I said, as long as men run the country and run the globe, you're never going to see justice for a great victim. Not really. You won't find it. Mm, mm, mm. Would I do a call-in show? Tell me what the topic should be about. You know, I stopped debating with black men about these topics because they got tired of me talking crap. They told me stop talking about them. All right, I'll stop talking about you. But if you want to know my opinion, I'll give it to you. And they can't handle it. I make black men get riled up and upset. They want to fight me and slap me across the face because they know that I'm telling the truth and they can't take it. It hurts them. So I don't think there's any point in debating Mr. Universe because he always thinks he's right and I know that I'm right. I don't even think I'm right. I know that I'm right. I don't want the headache of debating. I'm done. I don't even like talking about the black man's issues hardly anymore. I stopped doing it a long time ago. People got tired of me being riled up and cursing and yelling. I said, I am a lady, so let me try to be better. I'm not scared of shit. I'm a Libra. That's all I got to say. And you wouldn't win against me in a debate because you wouldn't be able to take it.
Automatic association in most people's minds when you think about colonizers is white people, white Europeans. We want to call white Americans colonizers. But white Americans, just like black Americans, have been on this land. This has been our country for hundreds of years now. Now, a lot of those white Americans are descendants of people who came over from Ireland or from Germany or from England or wherever they came from after the country was established. But you have those of us like me, foundational black Americans, whether we were descendants of enslaved people or we're descendants of free black people. Either way, we've been here. This has been our country since prior to the establishment of it. This has been our land. This has been the only land that we have identified as our home. Right? So then we have people coming over from African countries, from Latin countries, from Caribbean countries. We have people coming over and telling us what should be happening in our country, trying to push their beliefs on us from Middle Eastern, from Muslim countries, pushing their beliefs on us from communist countries, pushing their beliefs on us, trying to force policies to change so that doors and borders and windows and rooftops can be opened up so they can flood in. And then they're complaining about not having enough rights. They're complaining about the culture not reflecting the culture of their country. They're trying to bring their country's culture and make their country's culture the primary culture here in America. That is colonization. When it comes to us, foundational Black Americans, we are absolutely, I told y'all this last year, we are absolutely being replaced by these immigrants, these foreign-born Black people, or these Black people who are only second or third generation Americans. That's colonization. I'm not tripping here.
She's not 100% wrong at all. That's why the delineation movement is happening with Black American people, so that the government understands that being Black American is not an immigrant group, and that other groups of people do not speak for Black American people. Now, as far as losing your country, well, you'll lose your country if you allow yourself to lose your country. You only lose your country if you bow down. If you bow down in silence to other groups trying to force their beliefs on you, then you'll lose. It's up to you as a group of people called American citizens to go to your government and demand that you have certain rights or establish something. If you don't do that, then yes, you'll lose it, but whose fault will that be? It's your fault. It's the government's fault why some of this is happening. They never established America as, well, they used to claim it was a Christian nation. That's a bunch of bullshit, but that's what they used to say. Not really, it's not. It's not like the Middle East where you go to the Middle East and that's the dominant culture. You have to do your prayers out loud. You have to follow certain rules and everything that comes from their religion. America said that we are the melting pot. We're everybody. And that's why you have what you have now. Okay. Um, Hold on now. And it is look, people can infiltrate. All they got to do is get their numbers up, have a lot of babies, pretend to be American, and secretly have their own plan, and then vote themselves into positions of power within politics. And that's what's happening. I actually have a video about Dearborn, Michigan coming up. Well, Michigan especially, but when you have the numbers, then you come into power because you have enough people to vote one of their people into office. And then they can try to change the laws and do all types of shit. And that's sort of what's happening. That's sort of what's happening. The Kitty Keys says they're doing that right now in the Muslim prayer in New York. But see, this is our country says we're the land of the free. We're the land of religious freedom. So it's like, well, what is it? Do you want other people to come here who have these different cultures and beliefs? Or do you want America to just be Christian and have certain laws? And then you have people who are not even religious who are like, you're not going to force your religion, your Christianity on me or any other religion. I'm not going to be forced to fucking say the 10 Lord, the 10 commandments in school and bow down to Christianity. If I'm not a Christian, you ain't going to make me be Christian. So it's interesting. I don't know. They said that we're headed for a religious war in America. I believe it can happen. My thing is, you're going to lose it if you don't fight, and that's all it comes down to. Either you're going to fight for your country or you're going to bow down to immigrants. No one's making you bow down to immigrants. You either going to hold your politicians accountable and demand certain changes and laws, or you're not, and you will lose your motherfucking country. And that's how that's going to happen, you know? So I tell you, I hear a lot of things when it comes to the immigration and stuff, and um, they're making them take off the head coverings in different countries. They're like, nope, you either gonna assimilate to our way. We need to be able to scan people's faces if a crime is committed. You can't walk around with your whole face covered up everywhere, because how can we recognize you? If a crime is committed, how will we know who did it? We can't see your damn face. So take the hijab off. That's what they're saying in different countries. So, mm, mm, mm. Speaking of politics,
This pastor is going mega viral across the internet right now.
I'm tired of the Democrat Party making bitches out of our women and pussies out of our men. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I've had enough of it.
Of course, some people love him, and then other people, they really hate him because he says stuff like this.
Love another man's asshole. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. That's an asshole. Do you know that? That's an asshole.
Now, I never heard nothing like that at white people church. Is this what it's like over there? Because it seems a lot more entertaining. But what do y'all think? Is this dude wrong for that or not? Let me know down in the comments. This pastor is going mega viral across the internet right now.
guess what? I gotta tell y'all something. I've actually seen him in person. I went to his church when he first came out. This is Pastor Manning. He was notorious for what he said about Barack Obama and some other things. And when I was in the city, I said, I got to see this man. So I came to his church and it was somewhat empty because people were scared to be seen there because of the things that he was saying. But I saw him and his wife, and I saw him, and he was absolutely amazing. Now, here's the thing. I don't agree. I don't agree with everything that he thinks, but I agree with half of what he thinks, but I don't agree with all of it. But I just wanted to be able to see him in person. So I can honestly say I saw Pastor Manning. I actually wanted to possibly interview him. Um, he says some things, not everybody can handle it. So he says that the Democrat Party is turning black women, that's what he's talking about, black women into bitches and black men into pussies. I'm one of these people where stop blaming politicians. It's not politicians' fault for how a lot of black people operate. The problems within the community is not from the Democratic Party. Welfare, look, black women were not in relationships with those black men, that they were just fucking each other back then. It's the same as it is now. They were fucking each other. They were not married. She got pregnant. Bills were high. She needed food. The government offered money, maybe what, $200, $300. That ain't shit. The black man did not marry his baby mama, did not get a second job, and she went and got on welfare to help her because she needed money to feed her damn children. The black man did not see it as a setup or a problem and did not marry those women and get them off of welfare. I hope people know that was an option that they did not use. You know, because there will always be people who'll try to blame the black woman. She destroyed the family. The family was already fucked up. Can y'all ever admit that? They didn't have no motherfucking families like that. There was a time that there was more of marriages, but it wasn't high back then. And then when welfare came, black men still didn't marry those women they had kids with. They could have, they didn't. The government said you could not have a man in the house because why should we give you money if you have an able-bodied grown man in your house? Get the fuck up and get a goddamn job and take care of your woman. That's what that was about. The man did not get jobs. The woman needed money for her kids. Believe me, the black woman would have been living like she's in a fucking fourth world if she didn't pick welfare. It's one thing if the men had a plan to get their women and children out of poverty. They did not have one. So you can miss me trying to blame the Democrats for this welfare bullshit. But you can get black women off welfare right now. What the fuck is stopping you? Your baby mamas that's on welfare. You're so bothered by the white man's welfare that why don't you motherfucking go marry her ass then? Was that not an option for you? But again, like I said earlier, it's always an excuse, especially a way to always blame black women. The Democrats have never influenced anything that I've done in my fucking life. I have a brain of my own. And I'm sick of tired of the black community always trying to blame Democrats for how fucked up some of y'all are. They didn't do nothing to your ass. You did it to you. Shit, you don't have a brain of your own? The government is controlling the way your brain works? Like I said, there's the weak and then there's the strong. And that's just the way it is. And I don't say that to sound heartless because I'm not perfect either. In my life, I'm not. But at least you can recognize when something's wrong and get up and say, you know what, look, I got to fix this. I have to fix this. No one can do it but me. Only I can do this. I have to find the strength. Even if I'm going through depression, I have to get through this. I have to do it for myself. I got to do it because the government ain't going to do it. No religion is going to do it. No one's going to do it. I have to do it. I have to find the strength within myself. As hard as it could be, depending on what the situation is, I have to figure it out, you know? So, mm, mm, mm. Mr. Universe says you didn't mention the part where the white households were allowed to have men in the house. I have never seen that in my life. And even if that were true, again, why didn't the black men marry them if that's the fucking case? Why didn't the men marry them regardless of all of that? They were just fucking each other. They were not in love, most of them people. It's the same shit as today. Believe that shit.
So they found a Bigfoot. 2026, it just keep getting weirder by the day, y'all. The guy say he smelled the dead Bigfoot. He say he smelled so bad he walked right up on it. And they ran tests on the Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot had 58% Neanderthal DNA and 41% human DNA. So basically what they saying is the theory that humans evolved from monkeys, and that might have been the monkey that they was talking about, Bigfoot. Make it make sense. That might have been the species that they was talking about, not the smaller monkeys, but Bigfoot. Yeah, and I believe they came here through portals. That's why they at the national parks. That's why the sightings always be at national parks. They come in and out through portals in another dimension. So the Bigfoot species, it's not even from here. He said it smelled so bad. It smelled so bad. Like, make it make sense. Get in the comments and let me know what you think. Do y'all think that was the real Bigfoot or they planted that?
Before I give my opinion about Bigfoot, Mr. Universe, you said due to historical segregation, employment discrimination, and higher poverty rates, black families were statistically more likely to qualify for and require public assistance. That has nothing to do with me saying why didn't they marry them. Black men have always had an option to marry the women, the mothers of their children. So just because we were in poverty, that has nothing to do with black men getting married. Men in third world countries, like in India and shit, they still get married. So that's all I'm saying. You can come up with all the bullshit. They could have gotten married to those women. They chose not to. The same shit as today. Okay. And introducing toxic hip hop culture, the parts that's toxic, it damn sure didn't help. Okay. So, as far as Bigfoot, leave a heart in the chat if you believe that Bigfoot exists. Look at Mr. Universe, what he says. Marry them and live in the street. I don't have this the shit I'm talking about. I'm not even going to entertain that question. This is why I don't argue with y'all no more. I can't help y'all. Leave a heart if you believe in Bigfoot. Why couldn't you marry a woman that you claim you loved? Even if y'all are poor. Y'all claim to be so Christian and shit. Please. Okay, so I see two hearts so far. I don't know if Bigfoot exists, but when I think of Bigfoot, I just think of a big old man and woman who's very hairy, living out in the woods, surviving. They I don't think that Bigfoot has magical powers. I don't think they come from a different portal and dimension. I think that they are the ancestors who didn't fully evolve and they live out in the national parks, in the forest. They're scared of humans probably, but they also eat humans because they never evolved to cook food and stuff like that. And they're their own little species. They're their own species doing their thing. And they eat raw food. They're very feral. They stink. They're hairy as shit. I don't think that their numbers I don't think that their numbers are very high. I don't think that their numbers are high. But Bigfoot, yeah, Bigfoot probably does exist. I think it does. But you never know.
The Bible contains the statement that Satan is the ruler of this world. If we take this literally, why would this supposed evil entity be the one that's chosen to rule the realm of an all-powerful, all-knowing God? This hierarchy doesn't make sense if God is truly sovereign, but it would make sense if the entity that people call God is not the true creator at all, but a false construct created by the ruler of this world. The architect of this reality, the one who built or hijacked the system, would have the ability to create narratives, rules, and to control the beings contained in the system with belief systems. Architect reminds me of Archon I technology. One of the most powerful creations of this architect could be this being called God. Not a real figure, but a role, a computer interface, a projection. The idea of God would function as a test, an experiment, or even a trap to measure a soul's consciousness, autonomy, and spiritual sovereignty. If Satan is the ruler here, it becomes logical that this God that people are told to worship is part of his architecture. A true divine being does not need worship at all. True divinity radiates from within. It doesn't come from kneeling before an external authority. The ones who fail the test would be those who give their sovereignty away, those who worship without question. They blindly follow whatever anyone in a perceived position of power tells them. They don't use inner discernment, and they're ruled by fear. The real goal would be to see who can see through the illusion. The beings with eternal essence, those with inner divinity, would naturally gravitate towards truth, conscience, and higher awareness. These beings would detect that something is off with this God narrative. They would begin to remember their own origin, their own power, and their connection to something outside of this construct. Devolved and diminished souls and empty vessels without eternal essence blindly follow. They cling to the system because they need it. They have no internal compass, or they've forgotten how to access it. This is why the test would work. The false God reveals who is operating from inner divinity and who is simply responding to programming. I feel like the Bible saying that Satan is the ruler of this world is the ultimate clue. If Satan is truly in charge here, then the God that we are told to obey couldn't be above him. The simplest narrative is that God is one of Satan's creations, a device to control, confuse, or test the inhabitants of his design. If a soul has fear of meeting their maker, they're thinking about the mimic, not divinity. To discover divinity, you must dive in to the self. Just a thought.
Oh Lord, a part of me is wondering why did I even play this video because oh my goodness. I have said before, yes, I believe this is a simulation. I don't go into detail yet. I said I will in the future, hopefully. My thing is though, is that well, Satan, I don't believe in Satan, but let's say if I did, Satan would have a creator. And from the story of the Bible, God of the Bible was his creator. But what she's saying is that if Satan is the ruler of this world, then the God you're worshiping, all these different religions in the Bible, was created by him to fool you. My thing is, though, when people talk like this, I feel like what difference does it make? We're still here. All of us still wake up on this planet every single day. The atheist, the Christian, the Buddhist, the Islamic person, all of us wake up here every day, no matter what we believe in. There are plenty of people who talk about all this enlightenment and stuff, but yet they're still here with us. So I'm like, well, what is the answer then? What is there some sort of magic words or something that we're supposed to be saying so that we will wake up and we're in a different world that's so much better than the shit that we're seeing here? I don't think anybody has the answer. People say a lot of stuff, but they don't give the answer on it's like, okay, you don't worship the Bible God. It's a bunch of bullshit. But you're still here. Oh, Satan runs this world. So what are you doing here? Especially people who are very religious and good people. I'm like, so if you're such a religious and such a great person, what are you doing here with us? Why are you here in hell with the rest of us as Satan is the ruler? Why would you be on a planet where Satan rules? Why would your innocent soul and your unborn children be born into a planet where the so called devil is the ruler of? Why would you even have children if you knew this? If you really knew you were in hell and that the devil was running stuff, why would you still be giving birth and bringing somebody in here? That's the number one question. Number two, what are you doing here if you're a good person? You don't believe in religion, but you're a good person, but yet you're still here with everybody else. Why don't you have the answer on how to get to a different dimension that is perfect? They never have this answer. No one has it. Talking about some divinity and energy. I'm like, okay, so if you walk around acting all happy, you're going to stop seeing women and children and men being raped every day and murdered? Is that going to end? It never ends. All we see every day in the news is horrible stuff. It never ends, you know? So I feel like people are waiting for a savior. They're waiting while the world just keeps going to shit every day. I'm like, instead of waiting, why don't you go to the politicians and demand that certain people get the D penalty more for raping children and stuff? Like, why don't you try to change the earth? Because every time a natural disaster happens, Jesus is coming back. I've been hearing that since I was a child. He's not coming, in my opinion. And I could say something more that might upset people, but it's not happening. Natural disasters do happen. They happen every damn year. It's hurricane season, I think, coming too or something. You're going to see more of it like you do every single year. And every year, Jesus is coming. Oh my God, there was a hurricane. Jesus is coming. Jesus don't come. Next year, another hurricane. Jesus is coming. Oh, something else happens. Oh my God, Jesus is coming back. You say it 20 years later, you're saying the same shit. Please. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of stuff people are deconstructing from religion. They're asking the questions that most people with a logical brain would ask. Okay? Adam and Eve was an experiment that went wrong. It was about control. That's all. It was about control. And I don't think it was about a piece of fruit. I think it was about smecks. Personally. even though I don't even believe in that story. But if it was true, that's what it seems like to me. An experiment that didn't go right, about control. Why would a God put a devil around his innocent, childlike creation? Why would he even have access to them? That's disgusting. And this, I ain't even getting into it. You know, people are waiting on a savior when they could be trying to fix the planet together.
Guys, scientists are currently saying that the Doomsday Glacier just started tearing itself apart, and the one ice shelf that's holding it back could snap off as early as this year. Everybody's obviously heard about the Doomsday Glacier. It's that massive glacier in Antarctica, and it's basically the cork on the entire West Antarctic ice sheet. Its actual name, though, is Thwaites, and it's roughly the size of Florida, so it's obviously a big deal. For thousands of years now, the entire thing has been propped up by an underwater mountain about 30 miles off the coast. Now, scientists are saying that the eastern ice shelf is cracking apart from the inside and the glacier is starting to slide off that mountain. They're saying that it's moving towards the ocean way faster than it was a few years ago, over a mile a year. And once that ice shelf wants to give out, it is the last natural break that we have, so there's nothing behind it to slow it down. This one glacier is already responsible for about 4% of all sea level rise on the entire planet. If the whole thing collapses, that is about 26 inches, and because it's the plug for the rest of that ice sheet, there's over 10 feet of sea level behind it. They've always known that this was coming, they just didn't think the break would give out this fast.
The world is changing. The world is changing every single year. Global warming is real. The ice sheets are melting. And the shifts. You know that the tectonic plates shift and that the continents move. So don't be surprised when all this stuff starts happening again. Don't be surprised.
Gang, I probably shouldn't be putting this on the internet slime, but I work in a nursing home. Gang, so this old man was like he was hungry. And I was just asking him, like, why is your food still sitting here from last night? I was here last night. I remember making your salad. Gang, he said they not even feeding him, gang. Like, why do y'all get jobs like this and not help these people, bro? So he said he asking me to feed him, and I'm telling him I can't. I just can't get the dishes. You feel me? But I ain't never been a trick, gang, but I had to report her. I had to report her, bro. Because this man is hungry and he can't feed himself. And you won't feed him, bro. This is not the job for you, bro. If you work in healthcare and you ain't caring, gang, I probably shouldn't be putting this on the internet.
You know, hold on before I get into this. Captain America, there's no evidence of Nephilim. There's no evidence of such a thing. Neanderthals had souls just like everybody else. Everything has a soul that has a conscience. You know, people in the nursing homes. Well, I feel like you shouldn't be a nurse if you don't want to take care of people. There are so many people who are getting into nursing because it pays a lot of money and the aesthetic of it that they're promoting on TikTok. Don't be a nurse if you don't really care about people. Don't be a nurse if you don't have patience. Don't be a nurse if you don't have compassion. I have been around healthcare professionals who just seem so cold. Like they're just in and out of the room. The assistant comes in, they jot everything down, and then they leave, and they barely even want to be bothered. And I understand some of them are burnt out. They meet rude people, patients, and everything. But you some of these nursing homes, the patients don't have anything. They don't have clothing. They barely have anything. And sometimes the administrators, they have a budget And sometimes they try to not spend anything so that they can get paid these bonuses and all this other stuff. And the patients are suffering in there, you know. And if you don't have a lot of money saved when you get old, they'll put you in some of these bad nursing homes and everything like that. So I hate it. Like wouldn't mind donating to a nursing home, but I want the patient to actually get what I'm giving. And a lot of times some of these people be stealing, the administrators, all types of stuff. So I definitely feel her frustration seeing what she saw. Also, Bella Hadid, we know who she is. She's one of the most famous current supermodels in the world. And she said that working on your menstrual cycle should be illegal. And I agree with her. I think that we as a group of women need to demand at least having 3 to 4 days off of work or school when we're on our period. Men do not know what it's like, especially if you're a heavy bleeder. It's hard to walk, it's uncomfortable. It's hard. It's not comfortable. We have different symptoms. Some women get cramps throughout their vagina, their butthole. You get the period, diarrhea, random diarrhea, vomiting, soreness in your private areas or your breast. If you have clots, big old clots coming out, bleeding through a tampon within 30 minutes, the fear of blood being all over your pants in front of people and things like that is just too much. I get sometimes menstrual migraines. No matter what I take, I can't get rid of it. And I really believe that we should not have to work or go to school certain days on our period. You know, when I've read the stories of women who have I forgot what it's called. Aiden, it starts with an A, but some women are literally going through pads within 30 minutes, soaked up. Like, how can you possibly work and maintain working and being around people and you're bleeding that heavy? So, not only that, but we lose a lot of our iron. We get sick and we lose iron, have anemia, thinning hair, sometimes bloating. Sometimes I either get really full and I'm not hungry, or I get very hungry, or like you want these snacks and stuff, or um, back pain, or I'm just feeling like absolute shit, you know. But especially bleeding and bleeding heavy, don't no man know what it's like, and people expect us to just walk like a regular person, and you're bleeding like that. Like, are you what? You're like, please. I do support tampons. It was the best thing I ever went to, but you got to sometimes wear tampons and pads at the same time because you don't want to leak all over your pants and stuff. So, yeah, you can get anemia when you bleed, when you're a heavy bleeder. You're losing so much iron, you end up with anemia. So, I agree with her. I feel sorry for women in other countries that don't use tampons. I've seen it. I can't, oh, Lord, have mercy. Thank God for tampons. Shit. Sometimes they can feel a little uncomfortable sometimes, but majority they help. I feel like I ain't even gonna get into it, Lord of mercy. But yeah, we go through so much. Then you have when you go through labor, having your bones split apart, your vagina ripped open. Lord have mercy. Yes, yes. Kiki says wear diapers on the heavy days. That depends. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And that's the new thing women are discovering. Wear them damn diapers. Because those wings don't really support you all the time. The diaper is actually better. Mr. DMC says you support it 100% and you have no problem with the taxes going towards it. It would help society. I tried to use the cup and I couldn't get it in. It was hard. It felt uncomfortable. But I hear that the cup is amazing. I hear that it's amazing. You can try it. Oh my God, yes. And the heat. And then I don't even want to get graphic, but sometimes women have to put tissue at the back because the blood goes back there too. It's just too much. And sweating. Girl, no. No, no, no. So yeah, I hope that women get together and we can get this into law that we could get some days off. Okay?
It is one thing to be baby mamaed once, but don't you dare allow another man to baby mama you twice. That is 1000% your fault. At this point, it's a choice. Like my mother came on this podcast and said, by the time you are 22, all the trauma, all the things, if you had the worst parents in the world, if you had the worst experience in the world, by 22, you are adult enough to start correcting it. You had kids young, I get it. Most people have kids young. You don't have to have multiple children and just keep going with all these men that won't commit to you. And then stop teaching that to our daughters. That's the problem. So if you want to say there's a lot of single moms out here, that's the problem. Can we just address the elephant in the room?
I agree.
It is the problem. I am
with
so
you.
sick and tired of people trying to pacify the fact that it's just okay to be a single mom. No, it's not.
It's not okay to be a single mom.
I'm so sick and tired
I don't
of
think
us
it's
as
okay.
black
I
women
don't think
being
it's okay
single
to be
mothers
a-
more than anyone. I don't want to have conversations about like, oh, what was your baby mama like? What was your baby daddy like? I don't want, no. How's your husband? That's
But
what I want to talk about.
That's not
How's
the
your
reality
wife?
for everybody else. People have sex outside of marriage. They end up having babies out of
So
wedlock.
they already ruined
They
ruined
didn't
it for
ruin their
themselves.
lives, Sarah, because
They ruined it for themselves. Yes, they did.
They definitely did.
They absolutely lowered their wife value on the market because they were frivolous with their body. It is one thing to be baby mamaed once, but don't you dare allow another man to baby mama you twice.
I mean, where's the lie? Now, if you don't give a damn, this doesn't matter to you what she's saying. Like I said before, you can't run around talking about you the most Christian group, yet you have multiple. I always said I could get over if a woman has two baby daddies. I think some people can get over it, but like once you start hitting 3 and 4 and 5, come on now. I just think, don't you want your kids to have the same bloodline? Like that matters to me. I want my kids to be able to look at their brother and sister and say they have the same daddy. I don't want them to have different DNA from two. I mean, that's not my goal. It could happen. Let's say the first baby daddy, if we didn't work out, or what if he dies or something like that? Then naturally I'm going to move on to a different man. But that's not my dream. I think she's upset too because it's not even being taken seriously. Like, think about your children. You know, when I hear about children having one daddy that's active and takes them out and brings them gifts, then the other baby gets jealous because they don't have a father that's shit. Their daddy ain't buying them gifts, don't take them nowhere. That can create jealousy amongst the siblings, and it causes a hurt, a pain in that baby's soul. Don't you think about the holidays like Daddy Day and stuff, Father's Day? Like, don't you want your child to be able to celebrate Father's Day and say they got a daddy? You don't find it embarrassing that if your kids ain't got no father for real? Like, doesn't do y'all love your children enough to care about these things? That's why I said when I said black men don't love children, honestly, the whole damn black community don't really love children enough, in my opinion. Because if you did, these type of conversations would be taken extremely seriously. And you do lower your value in dating as a woman, because don't no man want to date a woman who got kids by multiple different men. It's not attractive. And that's just whether you like to hear it or not. It's just the truth. It's not attractive. If I were a man and I didn't have kids, I would not be seeking women with children. I don't have children. I deserve to have a woman who doesn't have children. Now, I could be a stepdaddy and be a wonderful one if I were a man, but I think that men who don't have kids should definitely be seeking women who don't have children, and should get married and everything like that. And it's not appealing. I don't find it appealing for a man who has multiple kids. I look at that. I'm like, oh, you didn't marry not one of those women. So what would my chances be with you? You clearly don't take being married seriously. You didn't marry none of your baby mamas. And you on child support for all of them. That means that I barely get any money because all your money is going to other children. I'm not dealing with that, you know? You know. So when I see women, and she's talking about black women, when I've seen black women with like 5 kids by different men, That shit disgusts me. I'm so humiliated. I ain't even that woman, and I feel embarrassed and ashamed. It's like, that is some disgusting ass shit. I don't give a damn how mean I sound. That shit is disgusting to me. All by different men. I saw one. She was in the hotel. She had damn near 8 kids by different men, begging, saying, "Oh, the government got to help me." I thought she must have been a prostitute for this to happen. She ain't got not one damn man helping her, and all them kids got a different daddy. That shit is humiliating. Them damn poor kids. They don't even got the same bloodline. I ain't gonna say what I want to say because I might get in trouble on here. I was gonna say the government might have to do something in certain situations like this, and it's not what some of y'all might think I'm saying, but I can't say it because it would be considered too offensive. So, um, 19 with 4 kids. That's a goddamn shame. A damn shame. But look, y'all gonna see more of it. If abort, you know what? The banning of abort goes nationwide. Y'all gonna see a lot more of this because women ain't gonna be able, it ain't gonna force, no, men cannot go without smecks. People keep talking about the women. I highly doubt most of y'all men are gonna stop having smecks with prostitutes, pressuring your girlfriends, and then when she end up pregnant, y'all still ain't gonna marry her. And then they gonna be forced to have them damn babies. Or they gonna start smurdering, and that's all I'm gonna say. Um, mm, mm-mm. I hope Black women need to know that they should not have kids early. They need to enjoy their life. They need to travel, do fun things. Don't get tied down with kids. You can't go nowhere. You're going to be broke and poor because all your money is going to go to that baby. You're going to not be taken seriously by a lot of men who are going to look at you a certain way because you have these out of wedlock kids, even though they do too, but still, that's just how it is. Your kids growing up with different fathers. Think about your damn kids. Like, damn, you really want your kids not to have the same daddy? Again, certain situations that could happen, but I would think it would be most women's dream that all your damn kids should have the same father. I remember I knew it was a problem when people were saying, why does Stephen Curry or Stephon Curry and Aisha Curry, like, why do they kids all look alike? I'm like, maybe because they both have the same mama and daddy and they share the same genes. Not saying that always happens because sometimes you can take after different family members, but the fact that some people found it odd because they're not used to seeing an intact Black family was just so fucking sad. That's some sad shit. Shit, I used to get embarrassed watching Maury. All them Black women on Maury, not knowing who the father is every single day on national TV. How humiliating. Okay. Let's go to 2 last videos.
The amount of evidence that you would have to ignore to believe that Michael Jackson never abused any children is vast. There is so much revisionist history going on with Michael Jackson's biopic coming out, and I haven't even wanted to make a video about it because the delusion that persists among Michael Jackson's fans is second to none. Despite Michael Jackson having double-digit accusers, despite Michael Jackson openly admitting that he slept in bed with children, despite the love letters that he wrote to children who would eventually accuse him of rape and molestation, Michael Jackson's fans will still tell you that he was completely innocent and that he was just a kid at heart who loved to surround himself with other people's children. But I want you to imagine if there was a male celebrity today who was sleeping in bed with 8-year-old little boys and openly talking about it. Imagine if like Justin Bieber or Drake was openly having sleepovers with little boys. I don't think there would be any question that that was pedophilic behavior. One of the most sickening pieces of evidence that Michael Jackson fans either lie about or outright ignore is that one of Michael Jackson's accusers was able to draw Michael Jackson's penis in detail in court. He was able to draw and describe the exact vitiligo marks that were on Michael Jackson's penis. Cops later had to strip search Michael Jackson and take photos of him, and the drawing matched the photos down to the vitiligo marks. And that is just one accuser and one piece of evidence. There is too much evidence for me to even include here, but the conspiracy theories that have been drummed up by Michael Jackson fans to excuse this kind of evidence are beyond. A Michael Jackson fan will look you dead in the eye and tell you that Michael Jackson was pro-Palestine, and so the state of Israel planted these allegations. This is all based on the rumor that Michael Jackson might have written a pro-Palestine poem that nobody's ever seen. It's fucking ridiculous. Some of the more sane Michael Jackson defenders will at least admit to you that his relationships with these children were inappropriate, but they still maintain that Michael Jackson would never do anything sexual with a minor, and I find that level of cognitive dissonance to be haunting. Michael Jackson's estate has gone to great lengths and paid large sums of money to silence his victims and preserve his legacy, but if you're a fan, I guess I would just ask you how many young children you're willing to frame as evil liars to maintain the image of your favorite artist. The amount of evidence that you would have to ignore to believe that Michael Jackson never abused any children is vast. There is
Lord, I never watched this whole video. I am a Michael Jackson fan, but I'll say this. I don't believe that anybody, including Michael, is above the law or above anything. But there was never, look, I will do research about the whole penis and vitiligo thing because I have never heard that before at all. But I personally have always felt like a lot of the fans that, well, so-called fans that said that about him were lying. There were some of them who even came forward and said that their parent, their father, made them lie to get the money. So I feel 95% sure Michael did not do it, but I'm going to leave 5% as to I don't fully 100% know because I wasn't there. But I remember when all of this stuff went down. I remember the interview when he came on TV and said they strip searched him and looked at his penis. We all, those of us who were alive, we remember when that happened. So I will say I don't fully know. I don't believe it. And it's not because it's Michael. I looked at stuff and there was not enough evidence presented that he raped any children. And I'm going to leave it at that, but I'll leave 5% in as to where as a fan, if they wanted, well, Michael's no longer here, but if he were alive, I would say like anybody else, because y'all know how serious I feel about grape, search every damn thing, everything. And if the truth were to ever come out that it happened, I want justice to be served, but it never was. So, Smurder Magic Trick says they were coached. They even admitted to it. You know, they still try to get Macaulay Culkin to claim that he did something to him, and Macaulay Culkin is still saying he never touched me, he didn't do anything to me. So, what? Kiki says a few of them deleted themselves, committed suicide, you know what? Because their parents made them lie. Oh, I need to look that up. I need to find out about that. So, oh my God, Sonia believes that he did it. She says celebrity worship makes folks forget about the child's sexual abuse. There was more than enough evidence. What was the evidence? What evidence was there? What evidence? Did they do a kit on any kid? Did they find that their butthole had been expanded? Was there any tears? Were there scratches? Did they do a polygraph? I will look up the whole vitiligo on the penis stuff. I'm going to see this. I will look that up. So, and I'm not saying Michael Jackson is above the law or above being crazy like that, sick like that. But from everything I remember when I used to watch the case and all that stuff that was happening, they had never found evidence. It would be heartbreaking if it were true. Seriously. It would be devastating. Okay. Speaking of Michael Jackson, we know that he loved Elizabeth Taylor. Let's see this real quick.
If you had to live your life again, what would you change?
If I have hurt anyone in my lifetime, I would change that. I would not choose to hurt anyone.
33 years later, when Elizabeth was asked what she would change, she said she wished she had never hurt someone. We all know that answer was meant for Debbie Reynolds. They used to be best friends. Elizabeth and Debbie, along with their husbands, were once a close little circle of four.
Okay, because of the music in the background, it might mess up this video, so I had to pause it. But yeah, Elizabeth Taylor took her best friend's man, y'all. I kid you not. From what I had saw, Elizabeth was sad about something. Something bad happened and she was mourning. Her friend Debbie sent her husband to her house to comfort her. And baby, do you know that Elizabeth Taylor ended up marrying her man? And they were best friends, and she did that to her. The Elizabeth Taylor that might look, y'all. People often say good things about Elizabeth Taylor, but this was some real dirty shit that she did. Dirty. I'm like, girl, how you gonna send your husband or your boyfriend over to comfort her, and then she took your husband or your man and married him? Girl, I said no. I couldn't believe it when I heard it about Elizabeth Taylor. So she should have whooped her ass, you know? So that's just a damn shame that she did that to her. I just wanted to share some old Hollywood tea real quick that what Elizabeth had did. So no, they weren't friends after that. The friendship ended. And Elizabeth, her and that man didn't even last. You know, Elizabeth Taylor had about 5 husbands. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Let me put on here something. I need to see something. How many husbands did Elizabeth Taylor have? Elizabeth Taylor had a total of 7 husbands. Oh my God. She had 7 husbands throughout her whole life. I'm sorry, when a woman has 7 husbands, at one point you're thinking, is there something wrong with this woman? I mean, 7? She was born February 27th. Hold on for a second. Y'all know what I'm about to do. Hold on. February 27th, zodiac sign. Oh, she was a Pisces. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. I keep hearing bad things about Pisces on TikTok. They keep saying that they are liars and cheaters. So, and she was a Pisces. I said, oh, damn. I keep hearing people say, do not date no damn Pisces. Don't marry them. At least they keep saying that about the men. Even the Pisces women are saying, do not date a Pisces man. Do not. He's a liar. He's a cheater, a manipulator. He's going to use you for your money and everything like that. I don't know how bad the woman Pisces is, but I literally just saw this 2 days ago where people were just going in on Pisces saying, do not do it. So, damn. All right, everybody. So that is all for tonight. I know y'all gonna laugh at me, but I do want to apologize just a tad bit. I know that I got very hyped up and I did get angry when I talked about the black man and the KKK and stuff because it upsets me. Some people won't understand that the reason I'm upset is because I want to see better. It upsets me. It pisses me the fuck off. I'm upset about it. I should be. And I express it. But some people are not going to understand that. They're just going to hear my tone and just feel the rage and anger from it. But they're not going to really listen to what I said. And they don't want the truth. That's what I realized. So I already know what's going to come from that part of the video. The hatred towards me, cursing me out, and all this other stuff. But, it is what it is. I don't lie. That's all I know. I can say I didn't lie. It's the truth. It's a painful truth that a lot of people cannot face in our community. They just can't. And I'm not supposed to say it. But that anger comes from the anger that I should be feeling. I should be angry. That's the problem. But y'all want me to be angry at white people. That's the quiet part. You don't mind it if it's attacking another group. but I'm not supposed to have it when I self-reflect on our mistakes as a race. Anyway, Mr. Universe, honestly, you keep talking shit. You are not right. You want to be right. I'm not even going to say no more cuz I think that you tried to trigger me. You do that sometimes. It's not going to work. You all take care. You have a good night. Bye everybody.